Okay, hi class. So, Assalamualaikum and good day everyone. Okay, so today, this week, which is week 8, okay, we will enter the new chapter, which is chapter 6, and chapter 6 is about estimation. Okay, estimation. So actually, I already keep using this word before this. I already said that we will estimate the population. Okay, we use sample to estimate the population. So this chapter is all about that. Okay, it's about the. So I mean, we go deep lah on that title, which is estimation. So class, yeah, before we go to the content, okay, this is the objective. So at the end of this subject, or at the end of this chapter, you need to know you need to understand what's the concept of estimation itself, okay, what the concept of it, and then after that you will be able to construct point and also interval estimate. Okay, they have two. First is point estimate and the second one is interval estimate. So they have two things here, and you will find both. You will find point and interval estimate for mean and also for the proportion. Okay, right. What does it mean? You will be able to construct point estimate for mean, interval estimate for mean, and then point estimate for proportion, and also interval estimate for proportion. So there are four things that you will be able to construct, okay, after you finish this chapter. Okay, the number 3 here is determine the sample size. So what is sample size? Sample size is the small n, okay, small n, for mean and also for the proportion. So usually before this, if you realize that every example, every question that you get or that you answer is already given to you the value for n. It's already given the size, okay, the sample size. But now in this chapter, you will find out by yourself the sample size by using all the information given lah. Okay, alright class, so now we proceed to the first objective here, which is the concept of estimation. So class, the concept of estimation, so it's just nothing. It's not they have no calculation here lah, but the concept here is you need to imagine the process. Okay class, so if you can see here, they have three words, okay, estimator, estimate, and also estimation. Okay class, so estimator is something that we use to estimate. Maksudnya, for example, sama saya cakap kita we want to find the mean for the population. Okay, mean for population, but the population is too big. So if you want to collect one each of it, maybe it takes too long. For example, maybe 3 years, maybe 5 years. Okay, so what we do is we just we take it a small group. Okay, apart inside the population, we just consider maybe, for example, the population is 1,000, for example, 1,000. So it's it's consuming time, it's consuming cost. So what we do is we just take a small group, maybe around 200, 300, for example, and then we find the mean of it. Okay, we find the mean for the sample. So that means that we can say that the mean for this sample is also equal to the mean for the all population just now. Okay, so that's the process. Okay, so estimator means the sample. Okay, the sample statistic. Statistic here means either mean, mean, standard deviation, and so on lah. It's regarding the sample. Okay, so we use that. Okay, so that one we call as estimator. Then we use that. So the process. Okay, the process that we do, we call it as estimation. And the things that we estimate is the mean population and also the all about the population. We call it as estimate. Okay, Right, so actually in this next slide, I already explained the words of the meaning of each of it. Okay, what is estimator? So as I said just now, estimator is sample statistic. Okay, either mean or proportion. So because for our scope now, we just focus on mean and proportion. Okay, we will use this to estimate the population punya value lah, which is mean, also mean and proportion, but the symbol is different. Okay. So the process or the estimation itself is the procedure, okay, the process. Alright. So this is the concept of estimation. Okay, just in the simple way to understand here is we want to find the big or the huge sample, but we can't maybe due to the constraint of time, constraint of cost, kan? So what we do is we find the mean for the sample, then the mean of the sample or the proportion of the sample is equal also to the population. Alright, so that's the idea lah, the concept of estimation. Okay, class. So now, okay, so we go to the objective number 2 and also objective number 3 together here. So class, as I said, we want to find the mean and proportion for population. Okay, that is our objective. That is our main purpose of this topic. Okay, we want to find the mean and proportion for population, but as I said, population maybe is too big. Okay, they have a constraint time and constraint economical. So what we do, we just focus on sample. So they have two estimation occur here, which is the first one is a point estimate, and the second one is interval estimate. Okay, and then the third one here is how to determine the sample size. Okay, so we go first to the mean. Okay, part 1. Okay, I divide into two parts. Okay, part 1 is mean and part 2 later on is a proportion. Okay, so they have two things that we will focus on this chapter. So for mean here first, so we want to find the first thing is point estimate. So what is a point estimate actually? Okay, class, point estimate. Okay, point. Okay, the keyword here is point. Not represent the decimal point. Okay, point here is something like a number, but it's a single number. Okay, it's a single number. Maksudnya bukan single number tu bermaksud dia just satu macam 2, 3, bukan. It can be decimal. But single, okay, later on maybe you can see like what's the difference between point and also interval. Okay, but for now I can say that the point estimate is a single number. And what we estimate here, we estimate the mean. Okay, we want to estimate the population mean. So what we do is we find the sample mean. So after you get the sample mean, so therefore we can conclude that the population mean is equal to sample mean. So that's a point estimate. Okay, point estimate. Right. So then after we do it for the point estimate, since class, since nama dia estimate, okay, estimation, it's just estimation, it's not an accurate one. We just estimate. Therefore there must be an error occur. There must be have an error. So we call it as a margin of error for this point estimate, MOE in short. So how to find it? Okay, plus minus 1.96 sigma x bar. So class, this formula is fixed. The figure 1.96 is fixed. Okay, don't ask me where it come from, because if you want to know, it will be too long to explain, because that one is the basic on. Because for you guys, you just accept because you just apply it, okay? But if the mathematician, they should know lah, okay, where is 1.96 come from? But for you, you just accept it, okay? Plus minus 1.96 sigma x bar. So sigma x bar is the standard deviation for sample mean, okay? So you need to figure if you what we call forgot about the formula, so you may check in the previous chapter. So that's the point estimate. Okay, now what is the interval estimate? So we go to this interval estimate. Okay, as my practice, like the previous one, for this slide I just go through the important point. So if you want to get more details or to get a more understanding, okay, you may refer to the PDF slide, PDF that the textbook lah, okay, textbook. And also the example, I will do it on the next video, right? Okay, so for interval estimate class, so interval estimate, okay, the estimation is occur in term of interval. Interval tu maksudnya dia dalam kurungan dia ada dua value. They have two values. Lower limit, we call it as a lower limit ataupun initial value lah, lower limit yang rendah, and after that comma, and then we have the upper limit. So like something like this lah. Okay, this figure is just a figure. Okay, tak ada apa-apa. Just it can be any number. It can be decimal also, but it must be occur in term of interval. So this is interval. Okay, so just now point estimate. I write that is a single number, is it? So single number means they have one value only. Okay, one value. So this is, you can see that for this interval they have two value. Okay, so this is a interval. So this interval also we call it as confidence interval. Okay, sometimes maybe you dapat soalan kan, so it use the term of confidence interval, so we call it as confidence interval. And then an interval that is constructed based on a given confidence level. Okay class, so here they have a few terms that you need to clear on that. Okay, maksudnya apa tu confidence interval, what is the confidence level, so these two things is different. Okay, so in a simple way, okay, so confidence level, okay, confidence level is equal to this. In this term, I mean it will represent in percentage. Okay, once you get the question and then you get the percentage, for example 90%, 99%, 97%, for example, so that will be your confidence level. Because sometimes in the question it doesn't stated this is confidence level, dia tak beritahu pun ni confidence level, it just give you a figure, dia bagi je you value 99%, so that you know that one is the confidence level. Okay, after that we have a confidence coefficient. Okay, confidence coefficient. So what's the confidence coefficient? Is just without the percent just now. Just now we have a 100%, is it? So for confidence coefficient, it's just the coefficient in front of it, 1 minus A. Okay, 1 minus A. And then the last one is significant level, which is A. Okay, so what I can say here, among these three, that the important here is you need to know the A. Okay, our objective is to find A first. A tu penting. A kat sini ataupun alpha will be the most important part you need to know. Okay, so they have three ways lah. They have three ways that we can find the A. Either it give you in term of percentage. So when it comes to percentage, you still can get the A, and also if it give you in term of the coefficient, also you can get the A, just 1 minus, so you get the A. And yeah, if it give you independently A, so it's easy for you lah, just take it. Okay, just take it the value of A. So class, so maybe you cannot clear on that part first. Okay, but now you can try, we can do it. I just show you first the table here, so maybe to give you more understanding on this. So you can see that I have three columns here. The first column here is a confidence level. Okay, confidence level, make sure remember that one will be in a percentage, and then the confidence coefficient, and then the last one is significant level. So here you have a 90%. So our objective class, is to find A. Okay, our objective to find A. Actually kalau you terus jump to this one pun boleh, tak ada masalah. If you know, I mean know here means, what I mean by know is you congak. You terus, okay, 90% which is the balance will be 10%, 90% if we eliminate the what we call the percentage, it will be 0.9. Not eliminate, just eliminate. It's just what we do is you divide by 100 class. Okay, to eliminate, okay, from here, from the confidence level to confidence coefficient, what we do is we divide by 100%. Okay, you can see that from here they have 100% here, but now they have no 100% here. So how to eliminate it? We divide. So you can see that 90% we divide by 100. So when you divide by 100, so you will get 0.9. So that is your coefficient. Okay, 0.9 is your coefficient. And remember, our objective is to get the value of A. So how to get the value of A? Okay, 1 minus A here is 0.9. Okay, so how to get A here? It's just 1 minus, kan? You bring this A to this side, so and then you bring 0.9 to this side. So 1 minus 0.9, therefore you will get your A or your alpha is 0.1. Okay, so how about if 95%? If 95% divided by 100, it will be 0.95. 0.95, so you just imagine 1 minus 0.95, so that means your alpha will be 0.05. Kecilnya. Okay, I hope you can see that, 0.05. And then how about this, the 99%? 99% divided by 100 is 0.99. Okay, and then 1 minus 0.99 will be 0.01. Okay, so that's the way lah we find the alpha. Okay, or alpha or A lah, A or alpha lah. Okay, so so this is still under the interval estimate. Okay, class. So we will now we comes to the formula that we want to use, but before that you need to identify first the size of the sample. Okay, size of the sample. So which is what does it mean is the value, the number of n lah, the number of n. Okay, the size of the sample we can divide into two type. Okay, two types. The first type, the first category is the when your n is large. What does it mean by large sample is when your n, okay, large sample means when your n is greater and equal to 30. Means that 30 equal 30 and above. So that means your sample size is large. Okay. Okay, now for samples, for the small sample is when your n is less than 30. Okay, less than 30. Okay, so we go first for the large. So we expand on the large first. Okay, large. So then under large sample just now, we also have another two type or two category, which is when your sigma is known ataupun standard deviation is known, and another one is when your standard deviation is unknown. So what does it mean? Does it mean that when you get the question and the question stated that the value for the standard deviation is this, so that means it's known lah. Okay, it's known lah, diberi. So bila diberi, so you tahu value tu apa, so it's known. And there have also cases where the question it didn't given you the value of the standard deviation, so that will be your case of the unknown. You tak tahu value kan. Alright, so they have actually the formula is equal, the same. Okay, we look at for the first one, sigma is known. So okay, kelas depan ni sepatutnya ada mu okay, because we want to estimate the mu, right? Okay, mu mean for population, right? So mu is equal to, okay, so this is the formula, x bar plus minus z alpha over 2 standard deviation of sample mean here. Okay, so is equal also to this. Okay, what we do kat sini, dia just tukar je yang ni supaya ni. Okay, because to get, of course lah, to get this one you need to find this one lah. Okay, sigma over cert n. Okay, alright. Okay, so that's that will be if your sigma is known. Okay, when your sigma is given. But what's the formula if your sigma is unknown? Okay, it's similar. You can see that it's still x bar plus minus z alpha, but the difference here is on this. This is x bar. So this is the note that you will calculate lah. Okay, you replace this one. So actually it's similar. Okay, sama je dia, cuma beza dia this is sigma and this is s. Kan? So what does it mean by what does it mean by sigma? Sigma is the standard deviation for population. How about this S? This is the standard deviation for sample. That's it. Tu je. Okay, so formula dia sama. So if both are still the standard deviation, but just the difference is this one is for population, this one is for sample, but the value will be the same. I mean not the same. Maksudnya formula tu slightly nothing much different lah. Okay, so you just remember one equation, so therefore you can answer it later. Mesti boleh dapat jawapan juga. Okay, so tak perlu nak hafal dua-dua formula lah. Okay, for me lah, I think you just remember once, so therefore for the other one you can remember it easily. Okay, sebab dia tak ada pun major changes. Okay, so now we go to the small sample. So small sample also we have two cases, which is the when with sigma is known and sigma unknown. Okay, for sigma is known actually is similar like the large sample. Basically sama je for large sample. Tak ada perubahan. They have no changes here. Okay, but now the difference here is on the sigma unknown. Okay, the formula is basically you can see that it is quite similar, but it's different on this one. Okay, before this you just using the Z table, right? The standard normal table, which is you find the Z. Z lah, Z table or Z test. We call it as Z test. Okay, now you can see that here is T. Okay, here is T, and then the rest will be the same lah, sama juga macam ni, S kan. So dia sama juga macam yang unknown kat sini, S. But the difference here is on this T. Okay, so class, for your information, for this chapter, you will introducing, you will introduce to another one more table. We call it as T table. Okay, later on I will I will upload the table, okay, in ULearn, so you might see it. So class, it's slightly different. Okay, Z table, the standard normal, and also T table is slightly different. Nanti later I will show you how to use it. Okay, but remember class, so for the I want to recall back for the small sample, for the case where your sigma is unknown, so you will use the T table instead of Z. Okay, kita tak guna Z untuk ni, kita akan guna T. This is the only special one. Okay, so hope that you can remember it. Alright. So now, okay, yeah. So we finish on the point and also interval. So now we go to the determination of sample size. So how to find the sample size? Okay, how to find sample size? Before this, kita dapat, dalam soalan tu dah diberi sample size. But for now, we need to find by ourselves the sample size by using the formula here. Okay. Actually this one is equal, sama je ni sama je dua ni, cuma beza dia macam saya cakap tadi, kat sini kalau sigma tu diberi, sigma is known and this one is sigma unknown lah. But overall the formula is equal. Okay, so the formula is Z or A over 2 times with sigma and then over E. So E here, okay class, E here is a error. Okay, E here is stand for error. Okay, after you park all this value there in power 2. So then you will get your N. So your N will be maybe you will get in decimal point. But what we need to do is you need to what we call equate ataupun samakan dengan kepada nombor bulat dengan what we call nombor bulat yang terhampir, right? Because of N is a fixed N tu benda ataupun bilangan benda lah, okay, things, number of things, so it cannot be half, it cannot be in decimal, is it? So tak boleh macam contohlah how many people, we cannot say that they have 1.2 people, cannot. So what we do is we just round off, okay, we just round off to the next value. For example, you get to 27.318. So you just round off, even though it's 27.3, okay, 0.3 because we know that 3 is less than, right, less than 5, so maybe it's more near to 26, but no, what we do is 27, but no, what we need to do is just round off to the next number. For example, I said just now 27.318, so you just round off, it's become 28, okay, 28. Alright, so here, so I think for this Z, So yeah, you know already because we already has experience to find Z using table. Sigma also you have you know that how to find the sigma. And how about E? Okay, E, this is the formula to get the E. Okay, E is Z alpha over 2 over sigma X bar lah ataupun ni. Okay, so and then you park the value here, so then you calculate, so you will get your N. But usually lah, kebiasaannya E ni akan diberi nombor bulat terus, dia akan bagi terus nombor. Okay, alright class, so the next one is, okay, the value of Z, okay, from this one, the value of Z, the value of standard deviation here, sigma, and also N, can affect on the width of confidence interval. So this is important for you, you need to know this one, okay, because of, if I'm not mistaken, it's the famous or common question will be asked. Dia akan tanya macam ni, among these three, okay, which one that would be the most the most variable lah, okay, I can say the variable to to increase the width, for example. So you need to know these things, okay. Here I already write it for you, so you just you read it and you understand it lah. Okay, effect on the width. Okay, effect on the width confidence interval. So they have three things just now: standard deviation, okay, which is sigma, and then confidence level, which is the value for Z just now. I mean the value after you get the value of Z lah, and then sample size N. So the value of sigma cannot be controlled. Okay, the value of sigma tak boleh control because we get it from the data. Okay, the data is we cannot manipulate lah the data. So it's already fixed. Okay, so you just focus on these two lah. Okay, confidence level. As the confidence coefficient increase, the value of Z increase. So means that when the value of Z increase, the larger the width. So maksudnya bila Z to increase, and it will be affect the width, which is the width will become larger. And then also the sample size, as the sample size increase, the width of the also decrease. Oh, this one decrease. Okay, class decrease. So if Z increase, means that the width will be increase also, larger. Larger means increase lah. But if your sample size increase, that means your confidence or your width of confidence too will be decrease. Okay. Alright. Okay, take 5 first. Take 9 jap. Okay, so we are finished on the part 1. Okay, part 1 just now, okay, I just summarize for you. It's about the mean. Okay, it's about mean, which is we find the point estimate for mean, we find the interval estimate for mean, and also we find the sample size. Okay, the sample size for mean. So now we comes to the part 2. Okay, class, part 2 is about proportion. Okay, proportion. So the content here will be the same, which is I will start for the point estimate, and then for interval estimate, and the last one is the sample size lah. Okay, so basically it's the same. Okay, it's a single number. So okay, cuma kat sini lah formula dia. Ataupun what we estimate is we estimate the population proportion. So this is P. P here is stand for population proportion, and is equal to sample proportion. So we also have a margin of error. So similar, sama je, plus minus 1.96, but the difference here is on this part lah. SPH. So how they have PH, yeah, SPH. So how to find PH? Okay, later how to find SPH? Okay, you need to check back lah. Okay, the previous chapter, or maybe in the next slide I think ada kot. Okay. Alright, so sample, size of sample. Okay, size of sample here. It just only have large sample. Okay, for proportion, we just focus on the large sample. So when it say that will be large, bila kita kata benda sample tu large untuk proportion, is when your NP. Okay, when your NP. Sekejap saya tengok balik. Yes, NP is this one is P head class, sorry, this is P head, and also this is a Q head, which is a sample for proportion. Where is your N P head is more than 5, N means both, kena dua-dua ni lebih besar dari 5, and also N Q head more than 5. So this is the formula. Okay, in front here should be they have a P. Okay, P is equal to what? Okay, we want to find the population proportion. So P head, okay, P head or P bar is equal. P head or P bar is the same thing. P head plus minus Z alpha over 2 SP head. What is SP head? Okay, this is a SP head. Okay, and what is a P head? This is a P head. So actually I don't want to explain more on this part. I just give the formula because all these, the symbol or the formula here already you already learn it in the previous chapter. Okay, saya tak nak ulang lah lain tu. Saya just bagi formula kat sini, and then yeah, we just use it. Okay, memang you just guna pun. Okay, alright. So then the last one, if I'm not mistaken, okay, the last one is determination of sample size. So this is only one formula, tak ada pun because tadi we consider as 2, kita ada 2 sebab we have sigma and also S, but for this one we just only have, they have no S, or they have no what we call sigma. It just focus on what we call the P and Q, is it? So the sample or the N will be equal to this formula. To get the N is Z alpha over 2 and then power 2 and then PQ. Okay, PQ and then divided by E power 2. Okay, so E is your error. How to find the error? So this is the equation for error tadi lah. Okay class, so yeah, that's all about the estimation. So before we end our lecture, so I want you to answer this. Okay, answer this. Okay, let's check your understanding. It's just a simple question here. When we need to use t-table or t-test, benda yang sama, t-table or t-test. Okay, and drop your answer individually, not in group, individual in forum. I already opened the session forum there, so I hope that you can answer it after you watch this video. Okay, so maksudnya if you answer late ataupun maybe lambat, so I know that you watch my video lambat lah, kan? So I just want to trace you when you watch my video. Okay, alright class, so that's all for this week punya content or lecture, chapter 6 estimation. So in the next video I will give you the example, but I please expect a big delay, okay, because I mean for today class, maybe you just watch the lecture first, then for tomorrow you can watch the example later. Okay, but if you want to do the example in the textbook also, tak ada masalah. You can just find you can get the answer from the textbook, the PDF lah, the PDF. Okay class, so that's all for this week, and yeah, thank you.